you. What up? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. Maryam here. And in today's video, I am going to go over the DANESSA MYRICKS Beauty Empire. I think it's an empire because DANESSA MYRICKS is an incredible makeup artist and an artist, period. And I have the privilege to have tried so many of her products. So I thought I'd put together this video to show you some of my favorites, to show you how to use them, to show you how to multi-use them at that. And also I'll be creating this very simple but fresh, springy kind of look. So I hope you love this video. Thank you for watching and for subscribing. Wednesdays and Sundays videos as always, notification bell, and now let's get to it. Full face using DANESSA MYRICKS Beauty by the one and only DANESSA MYRICKS. Let's hit it. Alright, so my face is currently clean. I did apply my skincare about 45 minutes ago, but because we are doing a full face using DANESSA MYRICKS products, I do have a couple of skincare to makeup hybrid products that I want to show you. Namely, I have this hydrating lotion, the Prism FX from DANESSA MYRICKS, and this is basically a highlighter meets lotion. The shade that I have is like this pearly shade. I think the name came off, but basically this is gonna give you that underpainted glow. So I wanted to add a little bit just to the high points of my face and also the jawline, just to add to the little bit of illumination. This is actually a lot of illumination because this is a very pearly product, and because it reflects kind of like a pinky bluey tone, this pops against my skin tone. But they also do have this in gold and maybe one other shade, I'm not certain. But this is a really nice multi-purpose type of product that is really handy to have for makeup artists or if you just want to add that illumination and glow. Alright, so as always, I've got my notes here. I actually went on the DANESSA MYRICKS Beauty website. I didn't go to Sephora, and I really wanted to see the full scope of products that are available to us. Some of these are not available at Sephora, so keep that in mind, but I kind of want to talk about a little bit of everything. So for your primer, we've got two options. We've got the Yummy Skin Glow Serum, which is basically a serum-y type of primer that will give you the glow. This one does come in two shades. Main Squeeze is one of them, which is kind of like a honey shade, and then there's a deeper shade. I forget the name of that one, but I have that one as well if you want to just give yourself a little bit of color. But this one does go on light. So I'm going to apply just like the tiniest amount of that to the center of my forehead. You can see how it immediately adds that luminosity and that dew. This also feels very, very hydrating, very nice on the skin, very refreshing. So essentially I'm using this as sort of like a pre-primer. For my actual primer, I'm gonna go in with what I always use, and it's my all-time fave, the Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder in the shade Universal. I have just a little bit left because I use this virtually every day. This is one of my favorite products, not just for the year of 2022, but at this point, it's like my favorite product of all time. This is great for oily skin because it contains Upsolite, which is a new ingredient that comes from Sweden, and not too many brands are using it yet, but DANESSA is. And this is an ingredient that is known to control oils. Better than mica, better than talc, better than everything that I have tried so far in makeup. So if you have any sort of texture due to your oily skin, aka if you have enlarged pores, this is an ideal product, because it really does eliminate that texture, because it eliminates the shine that enhances the texture and makes it look more than what it is. At least that's what it does for me, and this is why I'm so in love with this product. So this is a $36 product. It's available in many shades, not just Universal. I talk about this all the time, virtually in every single video, but if you're just watching this video for the first time because you want to get familiar with DANESSA MYRICKS Beauty, then you should know that there's many shades of this. Skin tone shades like shade 5 or shade 6, which is one of my faves, and so on and so forth. I even have the deepest shade, shade 10, that I on occasion use on my lids because my lids are oily, so if I want to use like a nice rich chocolate color for like a smoky eye, that's what I go for. So I guess one thing that everyone should know about DANESSA MYRICKS Beauty is their brand identity. It is very much focused on multitasking products for the artist. So DANESSA MYRICKS is a makeup artist. She's also a photographer. I would just consider her an artist, period, not just in the genre of makeup, but in the genre of everything. To me, this just represents her, who she is as a person. These are her tools. This is what she uses to express herself on the skin, on the face, on the features of a human that is the canvas. I hope that makes sense. So like even in going down her website and looking at all the products that are available, I noticed that a lot of them are multitasking products. There's tons of products for the complexion that could also be used on the eyes, on the lips, on the face, you know? You could really customize the products to whatever your need is. So that being said, I feel like my skin is now set. It is matte in the center. It's a little bit glowy and dewy in the perimeter of the face and on the high points of my face. So now I'm ready to perfect the complexion, add color, and so on. So for the bronzers, we have the Power Bronzer, which is essentially this cream type of product. I have it here in the shade 2, rather medium, sorry. We also have a Balm Contour. So if you're someone who likes to contour, there's tons of shades in that product. So here we have medium 1, a contour shade, and this is just a medium, but a bronzing shade. So they are slightly different in consistency. They're also slightly different in undertone. I'm gonna go ahead and use a little bit of both. I'm gonna underpaint first, and then I'm gonna add the rest of the product on top. I'm gonna go in with my finger first, just like that. So you see how this bronzer shade just adds a little bit of warmth to the complexion? It's not looking like a shadow, and in fact, it's just looking like a more sun-kissed complexion. Now on the other side, of course, I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna apply a little bit of this contouring powder, and this is a totally different consistency. This is a balmy consistency, but I'm gonna blend it out with the same brush. So you see how this one just looks a little bit more like a shadow, as opposed to this one that's still the same color. It's still in the medium family, but this one just looks a little bit more like a tan, if you will. Also, the difference between these two is that this is a balm, so if you have drier skin, you will probably enjoy this, as opposed to this one, which is kind of like a cream, but it sets pretty matte. So if you have oily skin, you'll probably enjoy this one more. Similarly, for the cheeks and for the lip color, Danessa has a palette of dewy cheek and lip colors. I don't actually have that one handy. For some reason, I feel like I might have given that particular palette to my best friend because I am someone who's oily skin. Instead, I have a waterproof cream palette, which is super, super, super vibrant. This is something that can also be used on the cheeks, on the lips, or also on the eyes. And this is a matte type of finish. Just to show you, I'm gonna use a little bit of this hot pink, just the tiniest amount. This is so beautiful and pigmented and neon. A little bit definitely goes a long way. But you get the finish, right? You can amp it up if you want. I'm obsessed. Okay, I feel like I need to be reaching for this color and for this palette a lot more than I am. And the reason why I'm not is because Danessa just recently came out with the Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder Flushed, which is a blush, and I reach for these a lot. This is the same type of formulation, same consistency with the Upsolite as the Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. So this is ideal for me. I'm someone who has somewhat porous inner cheek area. I do have breakouts, and for me, that blush is perfect. It really does like fill in some of the craters, I guess. I shouldn't refer to my skin that way, but you know what I mean. I just feel like that particular blush is amazing on texture, but this one is just as great. And this color is just so fresh and so stunning. Just legitimately very, very, very good. I'm just gonna add whatever is remaining on my finger onto my lips for no reason whatsoever, just for fun. For the complexion, there's two products in the Yummy Skin category that I use all the time. I already talked about the Balm Powder, but there's also a Glow Serum Foundation. Grabbed the wrong product. This is the Glow Serum Foundation. That was just the Glow Serum. But essentially, this is a very pigmented foundation that you need very, very, very little bit of. It definitely goes a long way. To me, this foundation is perfect for drier skin. However, I still keep it around because it is just that pigmented, and I like to use it sometimes in the perimeter of my face where I have the majority of my breakouts, sometimes on my forehead, you know, which is not as oily as my cheeks. So I'm gonna utilize a little bit of that. I'm gonna go with shade 5 of the Blurring Balm Powder, which is a pinch warm, but because this product is very, very sheer, you can definitely stretch it and you can make it work. So this product I like to apply with the Rare Beauty foundation brush, which is kind of like a teardrop shape, very dense brush, great for creams. Basically, I'm applying this everywhere where I didn't apply the blush, but I'm also slightly blending into the bronzer, to the contour and blush, because I also want to use the balm powder to control my oils and to eliminate my texture. Okay, so that's essentially one sheer layer, and now I'm gonna show you what this does. I'm gonna squeeze out a little bit. The tube is also very cool. Doesn't look like a squeezy tube, but it is. Tiniest amount. I'm using shade 6N, which honestly might be a little bit light, but that's okay, because I'm just using that on the center of the face, where I could use a little bit of brightness. Do you see how flawless that coverage is? So again, if you have drier skin, you will love this product all over the face. It is so, so beautiful. Very skin-like, very hydrating. But if you have oily skin, you could still get away with it. Just make sure to use the blurring balm powder underneath as well as on top, or just avoid the center areas where you produce the most oil. That's what I do, and that's what seems to work for me. Danessa says you can also use the serum foundation as a concealer under your eyes and also for brightening. But I have a feeling we will soon be seeing some concealers from Danessa, so I'm probably gonna skip that step and just apply a concealer from another brand while we wait. I don't even have an under eye brightener, and my complexion already looks just so much more fresh, so much more put together. I'm still seeing my freckles. I feel like this is heading in the direction of the Danessa Myricks face. I'm really happy with this result already. So for my spots, I'm just gonna go ahead with the Jones Road pencil. I have a big spot over here. Not an ideal place to have a spot. This is where I typically get mine. So I have another one right here. Just gonna eliminate those guys out of existence. Boom. I'm gonna use the tiniest amount of the Physicians Formula concealer right under the eye. I feel like this is enough for me for today. Also, this is a very pigmented concealer. When it comes to powders, I did notice that there are some powders on the Danessa Myricks website. I have not personally tried them, and also all the colors that I would want to try are either unavailable or sold out. And it also seems that a lot of them are color correcting type of powders. So today I'm just gonna use my Dominique Cosmetics underneath my eyes to set the concealer. But for the rest of the face, I'm gonna once again go in with the blurring balm powder. This time I'm gonna use the shade Universal. I'm gonna use Sigma's Multitasker brush. I'm gonna dip the smallest amount and just lightly press into my pore zones to set everything here. Boom. Okay, so now that the complexion is done, I'm gonna move on to some color. And when I say color, I am generally speaking about the Lightwork Volume 3 and Volume 4 palettes. These are brilliant. These are beautiful. So the Lightwork Volume 4 palette is the more recent palette. It is $125, not very affordable, but also I find that it is fairly priced considering what you are getting. There's tons of different formulas and textures in here, and these are unique shape-shifting or color-shifting types of formulas. There's foils, there's wet to dry type of liners, there's all sorts of chrome flakes and also microcrystals. It is an innovative type of palette. Similarly with the Lightwork Volume 3, over here we have all these color-shifting finishers. They all look white on camera, but in person, I'm gonna try to do a close-up of this too. You can see that all of these shape colors, and they are just like the most unique finishes. Another thing that I want to mention is the Danessa Myricks Colorfix Cream Colors. So these are multitasker pigments that come in various finishes as well. We have the glaze, which basically looks like a lip gloss. We have the metallic liquid cream color, which just looks like variations of different metallics. We have golds, we have pink metallics, all sorts of metallics. We also have the mattes, which come in different colors, from bright to wearable to everything in between. Again, you can use these on the eyes, on the cheeks, or on the lips. We also have a black. And recently, Danessa came out with the nudes. And there are 12 nudes, I believe, all in the skin tone family. So today, I'm gonna keep it kind of chill, but springy. So I'm gonna reach for this shade called Chosen. I'm gonna squeeze out the tiniest amount. This is going to serve as not only my eye base, but also my eye color. I'm gonna first apply that generously all over the movable lid, just looking into this further mirror here. And then once I have it distributed, I'm just gonna buff out the color slightly past the crease, just like that. I'm gonna shear it out and make it just a pinch more wearable, although the term wearable is so subjective. My wearable may not be your wearable, and your wearable may not be my wearable. Okay, so that was really easy, super bright base. I love it. You could leave it at that, and out the door you go. Or you could play around and you could be your own artist. Also wanted to show you this one product called Twin Flames, which is a duochrome, or rather a multi-chrome pigment for the eyes and lips. This is in liquid form. It comes in various different shades. I have 3 here. So I'm gonna dab a little bit of this shade Everlasting. I'm gonna dab that to the inner part of the lid. Again, tiniest amount goes a long way. And then I'm gonna take a synthetic brush like the Firm Shader from Sigma, and I'm just gonna spread that across and show you how cool that is. So this is something that shifts from gold to green to pink, and it just makes the base so much more interesting, so much more exciting, if you will. So generally, combinations like this tend to trick the eye. They make it look like you've put in a lot more work than you actually have, when in fact it's only 2 products and all you did was layer one on top of the other. That's what a lot of DANESSA's color products are all about. It's about playing with textures and layering and creating your own masterpiece. I feel like that is the ethos of her brand, and it's something that really resonates with me because I grew up in an artistic family. Both of my parents are artists, and this is something that I've seen them do on canvases and on paper. I like this. As you can imagine, the possibilities are endless. What I just showed you is something very, very simple, but you can go on and you can add more and continue playing around until your heart's content. So I'm gonna grab, oh, I don't know, this shade Strawberry Moon, which is another shapeshifter or color shifter. Why do I keep saying shapeshifter? I'm gonna add that to just the center of the lid for even more pop and even more interest. Now suddenly this has a cooler tint than before and it looks even more interesting. Every time I mention DANESSA in one of my videos, I always talk about how I love watching her IG makeup creations. They're just so inspiring and I always love to see her play. And it's something that honestly makes me feel more confident and more comfortable to dip into all of this medium that I have here in front of me and play the way that she does. And who's to say that this is not wearable? I cannot see myself not getting compliments on this eye creation, even though it's 3 different eyeshadow pigments, but it looks so much more complicated than what it is. One more product I want to show you, and I'm not actually going to use this one, but it is the Infinite Chrome Flakes. Comes in a little cute jar like this, and as you can see, this is like a multi-chromatic jelly type of product that is just so cool. You might have seen on Instagram everybody from Nikki Tutorials to other influencers and content creators using this particular product over black lipstick or over different colorful bases to create these very unique type of finishes. So this is what this is good for, and I just wanted to reference it so that you know what it is and so that you're not afraid of it. But for me and for my lips, I'm just gonna go in with the Glaze Shade Clear over my lip. If you're looking for a liquid liner, DANESSA also has those. She just came out with the Lightwork liquid liner, which has a bristle tip. So if you want to add a little bit of definition or something graphic to your look, you absolutely can. If you are ever a fan of the Kat Von D tattoo liner, then you will love this liner. It is essentially the same bristle type of tip that is so great for precision. So while I'm at it, I might as well do something precise. Got a little carried away with my liner work, but I'm back. Next thing I'm gonna do is quickly add mascara. DANESSA MYRICKS Beauty as of yet does not have a mascara, but they do have individual lashes, which I believe is like a part of the Freedom system in which you can create your own false lashes looks using different clusters. So I'm just adding my Essence Lash Princess Waterproof Mascara to complete this look. All right, and here she comes. One final thing I want to show you guys, and it is the product that I always talk about, the Vision Flush Highlighter. I purposely have my hair away from my face today just so I can show you how glorious this highlighter really is. The finish is unlike anything I've ever seen before. It goes on like a creamy liquid. It has a little bit of a balmy consistency, and it is better to blend out with your fingers so you can really feel where it applies. But once it dries, it has such a unique, flattering, and natural looking dew that reflects the light, does not highlight any of your imperfections or fine lines, but just works with the texture of your skin and also with the light once it hits it. This is like a no-brainer product that I think everyone should have in their arsenal, whether you are a makeup artist or a makeup enthusiast. Doesn't matter how old you are, this is an incredible, incredible product that just makes your complexion look better and healthier. And it just makes you look more put together, especially if you have your hair up in a tight bun. This just gives you that perfect, dewy, expensive type of glow. Seriously, one of my favorite products from DM, and one of my favorite shades is shade Tiara that I use constantly all the time for many years now. So with that said, here is the final look using mostly DANESSA MYRICKS products to kind of show you my version of the DANESSA MYRICKS Beauty face, if you will. I quite like the way that this looks. I feel like it is edgy, yet fresh and still very springy. I love the fact that I can see my skin. I see my freckles, I see my texture, but my skin looks very healthy and very dewy and glowy, yet everything is covered up. And my skin is not like at its best right now. It's not at its worst, but it's definitely having one of those moments. And the fact that I feel so fresh in my skin just goes to show you how great all of these products are and how they really do work to help enhance not just your appearance, but also your complexion and your features. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this little roundup of the best of DANESSA MYRICKS beauty. Thank you guys for watching until the end. I hope you jotted down some notes. I hope you learned something. And on that positive note, I am gonna zoom on out and invite you to check out more of my videos. Click on them and I'll see you there. Peace out, and I'm out.